Bridle a horse, the first thing you're going to do is take the cross ties off and gently let them fall to the side. Then you're going to take the reins and put them over his neck. Ollie, come here please, thank you. As if you were about to start riding. Once they're over his neck, unbuckle the halter and rebuckle it around his neck, just so that you can grab him if he starts to take off. Now, hold the bridle by the crown piece the way it would go on his face. So if you're not used to bridling, you may have to visualize this a little bit. All of this goes in the front, the reins go in the back. So that's what it looks like. And then, facing the same way he's facing, stand slightly off to one side so if he spooks, he doesn't run you over, and reach your right hand and grab his nose. Now with your left hand holding the bridle, pull the bridle up so that you can grab it about halfway, right? So now you can see that I'm holding the bridle, but I'm also holding his nose. If he decides to throw his head up in the air where I can't reach, I can pull on it and hold it down. If he decides to put his nose down in the sand again, the way he just did, I can kind of use my arm and keep him from going down. So I kind of like his head to be where it's comfortable for me to put the bridle on. Now what I'm going to do is position the bit. I'm going to separate the bit with my fingers and position it where his teeth meet. If he doesn't open his mouth, see what I'm doing with my fingers? I kind of stick my fingers between his teeth and his lips so that I'm not going to get bitten. I'm on the outside of his teeth, but that will make most horses open their mouth. If that doesn't work, we'll have another video where we show you how to stick your finger in his mouth without getting bitten, all right? So now I'm keeping the tension up with my right hand so he doesn't spit the bit out again. I'm going to take the bridle back in my left hand and step around, and now take it back again in my right hand and use my left hand to pull one ear through, step around to the other side. I'm holding it with my left hand. I'm going to use my right hand to pull one ear through. Make sure that you've got his forelock cleared, and we call this little bit, can you see that in the video? This little bit of space right there. Most dressage people shave that spot, so there's a nice comfortable place for the crown piece to sit. Once I've done that, the bridle is primarily on. Now it just needs to be buckled. So the first thing I do is look at the bit. And I want the bit to sit, you can look and see, even in his mouth. I don't want one side to be higher than another. Then I look at the noseband. And you can see now that although the bit is even, the noseband is not even. The left side's longer than the right. So the noseband and the cheek pieces are separate. So I can hold the top piece of the bridle and gently tug on the right side to make them more or less even. Now the next thing I want to do is make sure that the throat latch is behind and not behind the rest of the cheek piece and not tangled up. So it was right there. So I pulled it out. And then the pieces, this is called a noseband or a cavesson. The pieces of the noseband and the cavesson go inside the cheek pieces like that. And again, if you want the names of all these pieces of the bridle, you can look online, or we'll do another video where we talk about pieces of the bridle. So now I'm ready to buckle the noseband. There's several different kinds of noseband. This particular one has a little bit of a double back action. So you're going to take this, see that leather piece right there? That protects the bottom of his chin. Slide it all the way to the right as far as you can. Take the piece here and slide it through that buckle, and it doubles back on itself. So it creates a nice, gentle, even pressure on either side of his mouth. And then slide it through and buckle. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Buckling, okay? This particular bridle doesn't have a keeper, so I just tuck it through there. Now I want to do the throat latch. And the throat latch on this particular horse can go all the way to the top. Most horses, it's going to go somewhere in the middle. What you're looking for is when you let go for the throat latch to land about here. This bridle is a little bit big for this horse because he's got a very wide head, but it's short. So even on the shortest hole, this throat latch is actually a little too loose. Too loose won't clobber him. Too tight is really unpleasant. So you really don't want the throat latch up that tight. You'd like it to land about there. And again, we'll do another video with a different horse where the bridle fits a little better, okay? So now I'm taking all these, are you all right?
Excuse me.
It's okay. Ends of leathers, and I'm sticking them in the keepers. Okay?
Yeah.
Sticking them in the keepers so they're not going to flop around and bother him. And now this is a very unusual bridle for a dressage horse. And he's the only horse of all our, I don't know how many, 30, 40, 50 horses that we have, that has a snaffle that also has a chain on it, because he's a little pony and he can act like a pony. So I've just hooked the chain on. Another video will talk about how to use a curb chain correctly, especially when you've got a double bridle. Essentially, he's now done. You can stop it. All right, good.